So I'm Nick Hutson. I've come from Durham, North Carolina, but I grew up in Tennessee. This first song that I'm going to do is really sort of all about the fact that I grew up in Tennessee and I live in North Carolina now, and I have this like pull from both sides of the mountain. Like I love where I live now, but I also miss my home in Tennessee. And so this song is called Borderland, and it's one of the lines is where the Pisgah meets the Cherokee, where the Pisgah National Forest meets the Cherokee National Forest. That's the border of Tennessee and North Carolina. And it's kind of cool that we're basically right here at the border. So this is called Borderland. And this is, I'm playing this on an octave mandolin. I normally play it on a mandolin, but we'll see how this goes. Looking out my window through stained glass daffodils, chasing the westering sun. On the run, I'm going home. Climbing up the mountain with a suitcase in my hand, racing up and falling down on the ground where it started from. Everything and nothing waiting there for me, up where the Pisgah meets the Cherokee in the borderland. That's where I'll be, in the borderland. My soul is free. From the top of the borderland, you see the world below. The road is rough, the lay is steep, the roots are deep on the other side. Trying to move ahead, but I'm always looking back, stuck in the middle somewhere, in the air, in the borderland. Up where the Pisgah meets the Cherokee in the borderland. That's where I'll be, in the borderland. My soul is free. Everything and nothing waiting there for me, up where the Pisgah meets the Cherokee in the borderland. That's where I'll be, in the borderland. My soul is free. Oh yeah, now in the borderland, my soul is free. Oh, nice.
May not have planned on a sing-along, but you get what you get.
It's kind of like Finnish, you know, people follow you everywhere and they sing along with all your songs. Yeah, we're just not quite as.
Well, that sounded wonderful.
Yeah.
So,
Love that octave, right?
It sounds great on the octave.
oh, does it?
Yeah.
Good.
Very good.
I write a lot of songs about my childhood, about my family, about where I'm from. And this song is about an annual tradition in my family. I think in a lot of southern rural areas, we call it decoration, but a lot of people call it Decoration Day. And Jason Isbell wrote a song called Decoration Day, but it's basically a time of year, once a year, when the families get together at grave sites of the family. And historically, I think maybe on like Saturday, people would come and clean up the graveyard, the grave sites, and then come back on Sunday, put flowers down, and have a big picnic, potluck. And so this was a really big deal for my dad. He loved doing this. And he would go to his father's gravesite. But the interesting thing about that was my father never ever talked about his father. Never. I knew nothing about him, nothing at all. So I found it really odd that this was such a great tradition for him, but that he never mentioned his father. Anyway, so this is what that's about. Once a year we made a journey to the place my father grew. Paid a visit to a man I never knew. We made the drive down to the river, always in on what the maid. To honor those who've gone before us, Decoration Day. And all the time I wondered what was he would not say about the man he'd come to see on Decoration Day. In the church we heard a preacher of God's grace he did extol. Shouted out with fire and brimstone, come to me and save your soul. Listen to the gospel message and we sang I'll fly away. With cardboard thins and simple rhythm, Decoration Day. And all the time I wondered what it was he would not say about the man he'd come to see on Decoration Day. Made our way out through the churchyard among the stones and graves. You walk among the dead, my son, mind you don't step on their grave. We laid our wreath, paid our respects, but I never heard him say any word about his father on Decoration Day. And all the time I wondered what it was he would not say about the man he'd come to see on Decoration Day. On Decoration Day. On Decoration Day. Thank you. So this next song I play, and what I've learned is that I need to say in advance that this is not my story, because it's a very sad story, and a lot of people get really upset if I don't say in advance that this is not my story. But it actually is the story of my great grandmother, who I was really close to. She lived until almost 100, not quite 100, but Anyway, this is a story that she told me several times, actually. It's called 22 Hours. On a cold November night, in the dim soft candlelight, we had a baby girl. We had a baby girl. She brightened up our world, that sweet little baby girl. We called her Mary Josephine. We called her Mary Josephine. They say the Lord will heal, the Lord will pave the way. How he decides, it's not for me to know. It's not for me to say. I hope we'll all be together on that final judgment day. How he decides, it's not for me to know. It's not for me to say. For 22 hours we held her heart next to ours before Jesus took her away. Jesus took my baby away. Now she sleeps all alone neath the tiny church of stone. My baby Mary Josephine, my baby Mary Josephine. They say the Lord will heal, the Lord will pave the way. How he decides, it's not for me to know. It's not for me to say. I hope we'll all be together on that final judgment day. How he decides, it's not for me to know. It's not for me to say. For 22 hours we had a baby girl. We called her Mary Josephine. Her name was Mary Josephine. It is sad. Yeah.
But what's not sad is I've never heard anybody say, I was really close with my great grandmother or grandfather.
Yeah.
That's unusual.
She was wonderful, yeah. I would like to invite Isabel to come up and sing with me. So I recorded a CD, an album, a record, I don't know what you call it now, last year, and John Shane produced it. F.J. Venturi recorded and mixed it at his studio in Chapel Hill. Many others have worked with that pair, including Isabel. And anyway, so
Who mastered it?
and Jeff Carroll mastered it.
Bluefield.
Bluefield mastering, yeah. Anyway, I had the pleasure of working with several really very talented people: Joe Newberry, Julie Elkins, several people, and I was really happy to have Isabel on the album as well. As when we were working on the album, there were times that I would come up with ideas, and John would say, "Maybe I don't know." And this song that we're about to this song that we're about that means no. Yeah.
Usually.
This song that we're about to do, I said, John, I'd really like to do this as a duet, and I'd really like for it to be Isabel. And John said, yes. Immediately. I mean, just immediately, yes. So, anyway, so this is a song, it's called Maybe Santa Fe, and it's about a trip that my wife and I took a few years ago, and we both had been going through like crazy stuff at work and just absolutely needed like just a getaway, you know. And we took a trip to Santa Fe, and it's just magical there. So anyway, this is about that trip, and a reminder that sometimes it's not where you are, but who you're with.
Very much so.
Maybe we can find some time so we can get away. Maybe, hey, we should go to Santa Fe.
Maybe we will walk along the streets of Santa Fe. Just you and me, we'll leave the world behind.
And when we walk, you'll be by my side, and I will know everything's alright.
Maybe we will take a drive along a mountain range. Sangre de Cristo, blood mountains.
Maybe we will wake up to the bells of St. Francis. They ring and sing for all of Santa Fe. And when we wake, you'll be by my side, and I will know everything's alright. And when we wake, you'll be by my side, and I will know everything's alright. Maybe we can find some time so we can maybe we can stay another day in Santa Fe and see if we can put the world behind. And when we wake, you'll be by my side, and I will know everything's alright. And when we wake, you'll be by my side, and I will know everything's alright. Thank you.
Yes, it was.
Yes. So this next tune, if you, I don't know if there are any old-time fiddlers in here, but if there are, they would recognize the fiddle tune. It's a very famous fiddle tune called Forked Deer, and it's spelled like forked forked deer, but it's pronounced forked deer. And it's the Deer River in West Tennessee where I grew up, and it forks out across all of West Tennessee. And I grew up in what's referred to as the Forked Deer River bottom. So it's really fertile, farmland. So this is called Forked Deer River bottom, and it's about plowing a field and the peacefulness that you find in plowing a field. In the springtime of my years on that old red IH, Daddy sent me there. That old machine, it ripped and roared, filled the air with its god-awful noise. It was a silence that always cradled me. Forked Deer River bottom was a good place to be. Surrounded by mighty oaks and giant hickories reaching for the sky, rising up like a fortress round the field, like the walls of Jericho, closing off the world outside. Forked Deer River bottom was a good place to hide. Try so hard, boy, you'll just go round and round. You don't have to dig so deep, you're on fertile ground. Like diesel smoke poured out the pipe with a rain cap flapping up and down in time. I filled my head with worries, with thoughts of things I didn't understand. Nothing I could write with pen and ink. Forked Deer River bottom was a good place to think. Back and forth across the field, it hypnotized and mesmerized my mind. And in my head I went to places I had never been before. Things are not always as they seem. Forked Deer River bottom was a good place to dream. Oh, 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 don't try so hard, boy, you'll just go round and round. You don't have to dig so deep, you're on fertile ground. Oh,